So all these freaking programs with Ford is driving me nuts. So on the customer's Oasis, it says there's the program 15N01 E-Pass steering efforts is still active. Then when you go log into Ford and you look up 15N01, it says go to 14S16. When you go to 14S16, it says go to 15S18. Well, now I'm at 15S18, and I thought it was kind of odd because on the other two, the 2.5 liter Fusion wasn't listed as an option for the E-Pass. You go to 15S18, and then finally it's here. So basically, for vehicles that had safety recall 15S18 open and were denied a steering gear replacement under 15N01 because the vehicle exceeded the 15N01 terms of 10 years or 150,000 miles, which this doesn't exceed, then get the special submission through SSSC. So now at this point, I'm going to flip through here and see what my parts are. And I'm going through my dealer bulletin for a 2.5 liter 2011 Fusion. So here we go. This one is even less time than the one I showed you earlier. This is why it was so confusing. A 2.5 liter front wheel drive, you still, labor claim code is 15N01C, and you get 1.9 hours to do it. So I'm already assuming, since they took down the time, this is probably going to be like a quick unbolt the steering selector, unbolt the rack from the actual assembly, pull your tie rod ends off, and basically slide the thing almost right out of the vehicle, rotate it out and slide it out. Because they took the time down quite a bit. Normally you have to drop the back of the subframe to get it to slide out. Now we move to our parts area. So I'm looking at my 11 to 12 Fusion and MKZ. These are for like your Taurus, your MKS, your Police Interceptor up here. I want this down here. Okay, so it says steering gear. So instead of going by the part numbers anymore, they don't want you to do that. They want you to go by VIN specific. Using the parts catalog, enter the VIN and search for the base part number 3504 as needed. And then they want you to get new cotter pins too. And then the steering bolt shaft to steering gear, the one that goes inside the vehicle to your steering wheel that holds the top shaft to the actual steering gear coming through the firewall. So there's your part numbers for that. And then they want you to reuse the tie rod end nuts, and then the tie rod ends as well. And then none of this other stuff applies, but if you end up getting to if you end up having to do any of these, at least here's your part numbers for your stuff. I mean, I'll leave it up here briefly, and if any of you do need me to print anything off and show it to you, I will do that. But this has been like a little run around here. It shows 15N01 is active. 15N01 basically says from 2011, 10 years forward, or 150,000 miles is exceeded, this vehicle is still covered. But even when you go outside of that, you can actually submit for a special circumstance through SSSC to get this, because they know these are faulty steering racks. And the code that was in the computer earlier was that one that I still mentioned, like P07AE or something like that, and that says directly replace the steering rack. So I'm going to close this video out now. I'm going to go order the parts and stuff for it, and when it comes in, we will actually do a video. So any questions, anything you guys want me to touch on while I'm doing this, if there's any information you need more on this, let me know and I will explain it. Thanks guys, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel.